Solitude stands in the doorway. I'm struck once again by her black silhouette, by her long, cool stare and her silence. I suddenly remember each time we've met, and she turns to me with her hand extended, her palm is split with a flower with a flame. Solitude stands by the window. She turns her head as I walk in the room. I can see by her eyes she's been waiting, standing in the slant of the late afternoon. And she turns to me with her hand extended, her palm is split with a flower with a flame. She says I've come to set a twisted thing straight. She says I've come to lighten this dark heart. She takes my wrist, I feel her imprint of fear. And I said I never thought of finding you here. I turn to the crowd as they're watching. They're sitting all together in the dark, in the warm, and I wanted to be in there among them. I see how their eyes are gathered into one, and then she turns to me with her hand extended, her palm is split, the flower with a flame. I've come to set a twisted thing straight. She says I've come to lighten this dark heart. And she takes my wrist, I feel her imprint of fear. And I said I never thought of finding you here. Solitude stands in the doorway. I'm struck once again by her black silhouette, by her long, cool stare and her silence. I suddenly remember each time we've met, she turns to me with her hand extended, her palm is split with a flower with a flame.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Yes, we had the last-minute decision to call the album Solitude Standing because for 2 years it had been called Tom's Diner. So we did that. And we had a bunch of songs that I had been keeping. I kept them off the first album, and this is one of those that I had written many years before. How much to tell? All of it, yeah. Oh dear. Well, I will be here for a while. This next song was inspired by, I had a boyfriend. Yeah, once. Well, it's a joke. So this boyfriend had an irritating habit of, he would tease me, and to tease me he would call me Circe, And Circe, as you may or may not know, is the goddess from the Odyssey, I believe, the one who was in charge of turning men into swine. And I did not like this name that he had for me. I think he might have meant it affectionately, but it didn't really matter. So I went to college and I read the book, and I read about Calypso, and I liked her better. I thought, you know, here's this whole book about Odysseus and his journey home and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, who cares about Calypso? She's there on her island. She's being left after all these years. And I felt that I would write her point of view. So I did. That's the story in a nutshell. It's, aren't you glad you asked?